What's up, everybody? This is Jarrett from Bowling for Soup.
Hey, this is Samuel Zell. How are you guys doing?
Hi, this is Frank Turner.
And I am Mega Ran.
And you are lucky enough to be listening to Upside Down Shark Radio.
Yeah, be upside down. Don't worry about it.
Hello and welcome to episode 98 of Upside Down Shark Radio, the alternative pop culture podcast right here at youtube.com/Upside Down Shark and UpsideDownShark.com. We got a great show for you today. We are talking about Bioshock, PlayStation's 25th anniversary, Free Guy, the new film starring Ryan Reynolds. We got a track of the week. We got some Sesame Street news. It's all the rage. But I am not here alone. My name is Tom and I am joined by my partner in crime, Craig Bourne.
Hello, my name's Craig Bourne. I did my hair for today. If you can't see that, it's a really good reference. It's nice to be back. I'll take off these glasses. I don't even need them. They're just there for show. Yeah.
There's not even any glass in there. There's just rims.
That's what they call me, Craig. Just rims. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Sadly. Yeah, I heard that Neale and Dobbie did something whilst I was gone. I can't attain to what it was or what it was like.
Did you not watch the last two episodes then?
Why would I listen to something I'm not in, Tom?
Very true.
But I'm glad to be back, and I'm feeling here. There you go.
Here. That's quote of the day. But if you do head over to youtube.com/Upside Down Shark, we got some great stuff already lying around there for you. Craig interviewed Real Big Fish, which was very funny. How did you find that interview?
Oh, God. I had some personal stuff going on, and I was not in the right frame of mind, but I still feel like it went okay. So that was good.
It really went okay. It was very funny. And
if anything, they said, we've had hundreds of thousands of interviews and no one's ever asked us what our favourite reel was. So that was a win for me.
You literally brought in some fishing reels for them to compare. So if that ain't a claim to fame, I don't know what is.
It's true. I'm stupid.
Yes, you are. But we got some other great stuff on there. We got some more interviews. We got some game reviews. We got a bit of everything.
There's that video of Doctor Who VR I did whilst midstream. I couldn't figure out the puzzle because I was partially colourblind and I couldn't see it. So there was 20 minutes of me just faffing around, which I had to edit out. And then after, I found out that my foot was bleeding whilst I was in the midst of VR. So,
my God. How did you make your foot bleed?
I don't know. I was in VR. Virtual reality is real reality is what I'm thinking.
That's what they say. I suppose that's a good testament and review of the game. It was so realistic. You didn't know you were actually bleeding blood.
Foot bleedingly good.
Keep bleeding blood. That's what Leona Lewis was singing about. You heard it here first.
I like the way also you started the segment with, we've got content just lying around. It's just lying around. It's there. You might want to have a look at it. Yeah,
I mean, it's not going anywhere, so you might as well just go and find it. But yes, thanks to Neale and Dobbie for filling in for the past couple of weeks, but we are back to the full-strength contingent of Upside Down Shark.
Let's talk about some wrestling.
Ding, ding, no, we're not doing that yet, but stay tuned for maybe some wrestling.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. We'll see how 2020... We need a good nickname for 2020, because 2018 was the year of the shark, 2019 was 2015.
20 heavy. Does that work?
No, that doesn't. We'll work on it.
Okay.
We'll work on it. But I tell you what is in the works, a new Bioshock game.
What?
Craig, are you a fan of the Bioshock franchise?
Some may say, Tom, that it is one of my favourite gaming franchises, if not my favourite game franchise.
Really?
Really, really. I love those games so much. They're so good. They're just so good. I even liked the multiplayer in Bioshock 2, and no one liked the multiplayer in Bioshock 2. What is Bioshock, Tom?
Bioshock is a kind of stylized sci-fi first-person shooter made by, is it Ken Levine?
He was the creative producer, I believe.
Yes, where you play as various characters, different characters in every game, all centered around this under-the-sea, underwater city designed by, is it Andrew Ryan?
I believe that is, that's the first game, yeah.
Yes, and so he's made this city called Rapture, which he sort of sees as a place for the intellectual elite to come and build this utopia, but everything goes wrong because they start experimenting with these what is it called? They're like these just injection things that basically give them powers but make them go mad.
They're plasmas, and
That's it.
Yeah, they're plasmas.
And yes, and so you have to go through various different characters and sort of live out these stories and these adventures, many of which are sort of quite horror tinged.
It has made me jump, that game. It's just the feel. You're in an underwater world and everything's gone wrong. Lights are fizzling out. The soundtrack's good. The story's good. I'd highly recommend it.
See, I've never played any of them like all the way through, but the bits that I've seen and like the Let's Plays, it is a very beautiful game, particularly for the time. I believe the first one came out in 2007, I want to say, and it still holds up today, graphics-wise. Very good-looking game. I
think I've platinumed all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, so hardest difficulty and all that sort of jazz. They're good. They're good. And then Bioshock 2 is a continuation done by a different developer, but still good story, better than it should have been. And then they had Bioshock Infinite, which instead of taking underwater, takes him on place in the sky.
To the skies.
Yes. And what?
I was going to say that one is considered the best by a lot of people, but a lot of people didn't like the ending of that one.
I think it's contingent. If you like the first one, then you would like Infinite. Otherwise, the story beats probably aren't worth it for you. Some may argue. But they're making another one, isn't that right?
They certainly are. You are in luck, because announced by 2K earlier today, the new title is being developed by an internal studio dubbed Cloud Chamber. This is from Kotaku.com. While official news of the new game has been well received, it seems like we'll be waiting a while to see the fruit of Cloud Chamber's labours. In a press release issued earlier today, the publisher confirmed that the new game will be in development for the next several years. And speaking to IGN, studio head Kelly Gilmore said that the development is at an earlier end of our progress. Sorry. So yes, it sounds like it may be a little while, and we don't really know any more details other than that. But a Bioshock game is definitely in the works, which is something I didn't think I'd see, because it felt like they'd sort of closed the chapter on the franchise. It's been about 8 years since the last one. Now it was about 2011, 2012 was the last one.
It's strange because Ken Levine went off to make his own independent studio, and then they were like, no, don't do that. We'll give you money if you stay here. So he started his own independent studio at 2K, and then from what I've heard, the next Bioshock game's been in development by different developers since the last one, but I think they feel really confident about this one. That's why they did the announcement, is all I can think about.
Well, I really hope it's not like that development hell where we end up with something like Duke Nukem Forever.
Bioshock Forever. It makes sense. It makes sense.
I've come here to chew plasmids and kick ass, and I'm all out of plasmids.
Oh, my God.
Very good.
But, Bioshock Infinite could be the last game, but then the way they ended it as well, as you were saying, it could just be like another sequel and another sequel, and they could keep going with the themes that they created there.
It opens up like a whole sort of multiverse theory at the end, doesn't it?
It is mental. Yes.
Very good. Well, Booker, catch me excited. That's a good reference. That flawless effort there, Tom. Well done. Pat yourself on the back.
There is the Bioshock collection on PS4 and Xbox One and PC, and it's usually quite cheap, so I'd recommend it.
I will pick it up at some point.
Because this game will definitely be coming out for next-gen consoles, so you've got a while to wait.
Certainly do. And speaking of games, I do actually need something to play now, because I have just finished this week Fallen Order, the new Star Wars game. It's really good. Really good.
Apparently, did you hear that there is a trailer that spoils the game? Did you hear about that?
I've heard about this, only in sort of like the title of the piece, so I don't know specifically what part of it spoils, but that's annoying if it's true, because there's some good twists and turns in this tale. But it's a really, really good story overall. I would say for someone who's not really into sort of the whole Dark Souls, Soulsborne style gameplay, the story's the thing that really kept me playing. I have to be honest and full disclosure, I did play it on the easiest setting purely because I just wanted to sort of progress through the story as quickly as I could.
There's no shame in that, Tom. You don't need to disclose that.
Well, I just, for full transparency, I'm not a true gamer. But I will go back and play it on a harder difficulty. I just, as I say, I just wanted to sort of get through the story, hit those story beats, and see what happens. And yeah, it's really, really cool. Really, really cool Star Warsy story. And I know that's sort of a cop-out description, but it really does feel like Star Wars, which is good.
I think I'm probably around halfway through, and I'm enjoying the story, the twists and turns that it does. But it's made me think maybe I like Dark Souls. Maybe I should play Dark Souls. And then I was like, no, I've tried that before and it's not going to work. I think this is Dark Soulsy enough for me. With the checkpoints and like the upgrades and the story as well. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I think it does help.
Yes, I think especially for me, who is a gigantic Star Wars nerd, the aesthetic really does lend itself well to the genre, and it does really work because obviously
It's canon.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really care about that, but obviously Dark Souls is a lot of swordplay mechanics, and so transferring that and transcribing that to the lightsabers works really, really well. So it really does feel like you are wrecking fools with a lightsaber, which feels cool.
There was a few people that were complaining that like lightsabers are the powerful things. They should be able to just beat through any sort of weapon, but I think this game's probably the best form of lightsaber battles that we've had in a video game. That's what I think.
I don't know. I really like Jedi Academy back on the original Xbox, purely because when you went up to an enemy, you didn't have to swipe your lightsaber. If they were just in contact with it, they would die, because obviously just because you're not swiping a lightsaber doesn't mean it's not on. And so if they just walked into your lightsaber, they would just die. So that was pretty cool, and maybe it's dated a little bit. I haven't played that game for a while, but as you say, I think it really does work well. And they have canonized that stormtroopers did have like staffs that could block lightsabers, because we had the big fight in Force Awakens where Finn tries to take on a stormtrooper with Luke's got lightsaber, and comes off second best for much of the fight.
What I can't wait to see just in the future of Star Wars is how many silly gimmicks they can do for more lightsaber stuff. So, you know, in Kylo Ren's, he's got his, what do they call them? The
hilt thing.
The hilt. And then in the latest trailer, you've seen her, she's got her one, and then she like throws it down, doesn't she? And it does the clicking thing. You know, where she's got two of them, and then she goes...
Yeah.
What's going to be stupid lightsaber gimmick number 3 in the future?
Lightsaber nunchucks.
Yes, that's what I like. Jedi ninjas. It sounds good.
That'd be cool. But I tell you what else looks cool.
What else looks cool?
Resident Evil 3 is being remastered, and all the leaks are really good marketing for them, and we may finally have a reveal date of the reveal. Have you heard all about the leaks for Resi 3?
Reveal date of the reveal.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
But you've heard all about this, haven't you?
Yeah, so it originally came to light from a website that basically combs through Sony database systems. So when a new game goes up, or before it even goes up, before it gets registered on their storefront, or if achievements or trophies get registered, there are websites that are dedicated just to combing through this information and saying, oh look, this has happened, oh look, this has happened.
Kings among men.
If I had more time, I probably would have done that. That would be a different road for me. But what they discovered was that there was the PlayStation store listing for Resident Evil 3, which speculation was that it's going to be at the Game Awards, which I believe is on Thursday.
Well, they reckon that it may be revealed as early as tomorrow or today at time of release. PlayStation have a state of play tomorrow?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Yes, and they reckon that could be the day that they release it. But we've already had sort of leaked concept art. We've had
box art.
Leaked everything, really. But it makes all of the sense in the world, doesn't it? Because Resident Evil 2 Remake this year was considered a huge success. I still really want to play it. You've played it, haven't you?
I have, yes. It's very good. It's just really... There are points where you're just like, I just need ammo. Why is there no ammo? And then there was a boss battle which took me 7 times. And I just kept playing it. You know, sometimes you're just like, no more. I just kept going. And I think if they do a remaster of that caliber for number 3, they've got something on their hands. I'm just surprised that it happened so quickly. You know, you said 2's out this year, 3 might sound like it's going to be out next year. That's really quick. Really quick.
Neale's going to bust a gasket if they release Resident Evil 4 remastered.
He'll be busting something.
He certainly will. But yeah, I think this is really good news. It'll be good. I mean, obviously, you know, like you can't just rely on remasters, but they've sort of revitalized the franchise with the Resident Evil 7 by going back to their basics. So I think it has revived the hype in the original formula. So bringing it up to date with not just new graphics, but much improved mechanics. Because if you go back and play any of those early Resi games, my God, they're dated. Just the camera angles alone are painful enough. So making them a bit more palatable to a modern audience is not a bad thing.
So do you reckon they're going to remaster 4 and 5 and then leave out 6, or
to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do 4 and 5, because they are very different games. 4 was sort of where it went to more of an FPS style game compared to straight up horror, and I don't know how well that kind of game would translate as well to the formula sort of set by 7. So it'd be interesting to see. I can see them doing it either way, really, because obviously they're printing cash and they're getting all the award accolades. Cash money indeed. And so it would make sense from a financial point of view, but from a stylistic point of view, I'm not too sure. I have to wait and see. But if you are excited for Resident Evil 3, or indeed if they have announced it, please do let us know in the comments below and do our job for us.
The what's his name? The big bad monster dude. He looks really good.
Isn't it Mr. T or something like
that? Mr. T. Can't wait to be chased by Mr. T.
Shut up, fool!
He's not going to show no pity on me. I'll tell you, Mr. T.
It's the T virus. What is it? I can't even remember what he's called.
The Mr. T virus.
The Mr. It's much like the T virus, but you're afraid to get on planes.
Yeah, I was going to say he catches you, and then all of a sudden you have an affinity for golden jewellery.
There you go. That's a mod I want to see. Screw all these Thomas the Tank Engine mods. I want to see the Mr. T mod.
Oh my God, the Mr. T drinking tea with the T virus. Do you know what Mr. T's favourite dinosaur is?
What?
Well, it's a T-Rex, obviously. Like,
oh,
come on.
True.
Well, you thought I was going to say like a brontosaurus or something.
I thought there was going to be something more witty than that, but there we go.
You've come to the wrong podcast.
You've come to the right podcast right here at youtube.com/UpsideDownShark. And speaking of games that have been out for a long time, the PlayStation has hit its 25th anniversary.
Oh, the PlayStation game.
Those kids with those PlayStation games.
Do you just mean like the PS1 dinosaur just stomping round and you could rotate the camera? Did you ever do that?
I did not know.
Okay, so I thought we could just quickly talk about our favourite PlayStation memories. We had a PS1, and on it we had the demo disc, which had a dinosaur just roaming, and you could rotate the camera, and all it was this dinosaur walking. But at the time, you were just like, oh my God, it looks so realistic. This is the future, guys. This is the future. That was probably one of my first PlayStation memories. How about you, Tom?
Well, we had a PS1 from when I was very, very little. I think it was the first console I ever played.
So was that like last week?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm hoping I'll be old enough to play it sometime. But no, I remember playing games like Supersonic Racing, which is like a top-down isometric racer, which is really cool. What else did I play? I played a lot of Crash and a lot of Spyro. Spyro I didn't have originally because we had a thing which many of our younger listeners might not be aware of called demo discs. And demo discs were great because you could basically play entire levels, if not entire chunks of games, without paying a penny. And my dad worked on the cross-channel ferries going from Dover to Calais in France. And they would just get a lot of magazines stocked in because, you know, like they sold them on the boat. And so whenever there was any sort of excess stock, he would just bring me home a demo disc from the PlayStation magazine. So we had hundreds of demo discs, but not that many actual games. But yeah, I mean, I would say sort of top two memories I have from PlayStation sort of from across the different consoles. One is Simpsons Hit and Run. Still one of my favourite games of all time. Played it on PS2 originally and loved it. Still love going back to it. And the Tony Hawk games, mainly because of introducing me to most of the bands that I listen to today, and sort of shaping my music taste for life, essentially.
You didn't know Scar, and now you know nothing but Scar.
Scar is a way of life for me now.
Oh, God.
Speaking of which, check out our interview with Real Big Fish at youtube.com/upside-down-shark.
Those views, they're looking okay, but I think we could pick it up.
Pick it up.
Yeah, so I remember when I got my PS2, the first game we got, it was like a PS2 with 3 games. Rayman M, awful game. Wipeout, that the PS2 one was really good. I enjoyed that. And GTA 3. You can probably guess which one I played out of all of those.
Rayman M.
Yeah, especially when I had no friends to really play it with. It was a great time.
I wasn't allowed to play GTA 3 because I was too young at the time. So actually the first GTA I played any extended amount of time of was 5.
Wow.
Well, when 4 came out, I was still like 13, so...
Nico! Do you know a fun thing to do if you're under 18 is that you can sign up for game accounts and they don't check your age if you order stuff online. That's how you get around it.
This was before those times, I'm afraid, my man. I didn't have Xbox Live or anything back then.
Oh.
But yes, PlayStation is probably the console that has been with me the longest time in my life. Obviously, I play Xbox more now.
Now you're an Xbot.
I am an Xbot, an X-Thought.
Jeez. And I'm a Sony pony.
A Sony pony. But yes, here's to another 25 years of awesome games.
Yeah.
I'm going to finally get round to playing God of War and Spider-Man next year.
Sure. And Doom for the Switch as well.
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe Doom Eternal.
I think that they've definitely had a lasting legacy on video games. Even if you don't like them, you have to admit they changed stuff and helped make video games a better place, really, with their creativity.
Absolutely. And speaking of the reach that games have had on the rest of the entertainment world, have you seen the trailer for Free Guy starring Ryan Reynolds that has dropped this week?
I have not seen it, no.
Oh my god, it looks so good. I've put a link in the description and the docket for us right now, so you can check it out whenever you get the chance. But basically, it stars Ryan Reynolds in a sort of a what-if scenario. What if an NPC in GTA basically became sentient and was like, you know what, I'm going to be the hero of the story now. And it looks really sort of self-aware, tongue-in-cheek style. It's almost a bit like sort of, I suppose, an R-rated version of Wreck-It Ralph, where all of the NPCs are sort of like, you know, like they have consciousness and everything like that, and they'll talk to each other, and it's just sort of like their job just to be these characters. But then all of a sudden he's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna stop this bank heist that I'm meant to just be afraid of. And yeah, it looks really, really funny. It's got Taika Waititi in it as well. I'm just trying to find some more details here. It's kind of like a mixture between Tron, Wreck-It Ralph, Ready Player One. It's going to drop next July, I believe.
Hey, it's my birthday.
July the something or other. I've lost the date. But
That's
believe me,
my birthday.
It's in July. But yeah, it looks really, really funny. And as you say, it just goes to show sort of the strength and reach that video games have on our collective consciousness now. From kids' films to adult films.
It's good. It might be probably the best video game film there is, because video game films usually suck.
They normally do.
So this one will be interesting to see.
Yes, I definitely recommend checking out the trailer if you haven't already. Do it. Do it now.
Do it. And then watch the Real Big Fish interview.
Pick it up. Any other TV or movie news, my good man?
My good man. We could always talk about it after our small break.
Shall we just take a little break, and then maybe we'll be joined by a third host for the second half of the show. But
I wouldn't get your hopes up, but we'll see.
But in the meantime, this is our time for our track of the week. And our track of the week this week is Enter Fire with Breathe. Enter Fire are a London-based band formed by Nicky B, a Greek-British guitarist and vocalist. The band has influences from the modern thrash metal world, but also aims to mix in progressive and melodic sounds. From the very beginning, the band has been conquering crowds, leaving them with only one thing in their minds: Enter Fire! They've also supported Bullet for My Valentine on a recent European tour and are on track for big things. But without further ado, here is Enter Fire with Breathe. Check it out!
Hi, this is Frank Turner, and you are lucky enough to be listening to Upside Down Shark Radio.
And that was Enter Fire with Breathe. Make sure to check them out in the descriptions below and send them some UDS love. It's a good song.
I liked it.
It's very powerful in a good way.
I did as well.
Hi Neil, who's that? I meant
Neil.
not Neil. Hi Neil, who's that?
It's Ed Burns.
Hi Tom.
How you doing, Neil?
Meatballs. Hello, my name is Meatballs.
Hi Meatballs. What took you so long?
I had dinner and The Simpsons was on.
What did you have for dinner?
Why do you?
What did you have for dinner?
You went proper dead face there, like someone had just stabbed you, and you really had to think about it.
What did you have for dinner, Neil?
I had some chicken, and it was basically a leftover roast.
Oh, very good.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
I mean, I will never turn down a leftover roast.
I like my veggies and Yorkshire pudding.
Meat and two veg. Who doesn't?
Hey, am I right?
So Neil, quick
I had
recap.
at least 4 veg there, by the way.
Quick recap. What do you think of Bioshock, new game being in development?
That's news to me. Might be cool.
What's your
I don't know.
favourite? It's the PlayStation 25th year anniversary. What's your favourite PlayStation moment?
My favourite PlayStation moment. When I had Gran Turismo on the PS1 and I didn't know how to play it properly, so I gave my memory card to my uncle and he played it for me.
And what do you think of
Does that count?
the Free Guy trailer for Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, the Ryan Reynolds one. It looks trash. It looks bad.
I was saying how good it looked.
It's just like an amalgamation of like 3 different films. I don't know.
Yeah, Tron,
It's
the other one, and the other one.
I don't even think it's Tron. It's like Ready Player One, Gamer, and Deadpool.
And Tron.
I
like Ready Player One.
I haven't seen it. I really like Tron Legacy.
I liked Ready Player One.
I haven't seen any of the films. I just slated there. To be fair,
The thing with the Tron films is I feel like they could cut off half hour and there'd be a sharper film. But that's just me.
I don't know. I haven't seen Tron Legacy in a little while, but I still think it's a pretty lean film.
It's got a good soundtrack.
Yeah, that's got a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, because it's Daft Punk.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
It's got a good cast as well.
Is that just you on a night out, Tom? You've joined us when Tom's having a stroke.
I've been on a night out with Tom and he gets very drunk.
Hey, that's slander.
I've been on an interview with Tom and he gets very drunk.
It's a recurring theme here.
Why did it sound like there was a bell going off?
I heard that as well. It's like a gong in the background.
Last orders.
This is a really professional podcast, guys. Thank you for joining. My name's Craig.
Hi, I'm Tom. And that's Meatball. And let's get back into the news with a decidedly more somber tale than our mood should probably be appropriate for. But Carol Spinney, the man behind Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch, has died at the age of 85, which is very sad. Yeah. He was the puppeteer for Oscar, and I believe he was in the costume for Big Bird. But yes, he'd been with the show since its debut in 1969 all the way to his retirement last year. So he'd been with them for a very, very long time.
Blimey.
Yeah.
I'd heard that. I knew he was old, but I didn't realise he'd been in the Big Bird suit that long.
Yeah, literally for however long that is.
50 years?
I know, it's because Big Bird never ages. You just don't think about it, do you?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. And yeah, he seems like he was a very nice guy. He said that playing Big Bird was one of the most joyous things of my life. And he talked about how it was strange because the characters he was playing were basically ubiquitous, like you just would see them everywhere, but no one knew who he was. And he said he really enjoyed the he said he really enjoyed the sort of being a background figure to it. He said, I've gotten used to the fact that Big Bird's super famous and I'm a nobody. I'm glad I'm not recognizable, which is sweet. And
he inspired people without even knowing who those, like multiple generations without them all knowing who he was.
But yes,
you want my favourite Big Bird story?
Go on.
I don't know how old I was. I must have been like 3, 4 at most. My cousin had a Big Bird toy, and I tripped over it, and it cut my nose. I've got a scar on my nose, which is like where like the flapper skin cut my nose. This is not a very good. This is not a very good Big Bird story. But
Thank you, Carol
basically,
Spinney, for your legacy.
Apparently, I wouldn't stop picking at it, so it just scarred over, and now I have like a little bump on my nose.
Classic Neale.
That was me. I did that.
Would you like to know my my favourite interesting fact about the Sesame Street puppets?
Go on.
Yeah.
You know how their mouth moves, doesn't it? So their mouth moves, and also their arms move. So you think if you're a puppeteer, you don't have 3 arms, so you have to think about how that happens.
Mm-hmm.
What it is there's like lots of pulley. There's a pulley system inside the suit, so he's controlling one arm, and the other arm's doing the mouth. And when he moves that one arm, because of the pulley system, the other arm's moving as well.
That's very clever.
That is very clever. Before its time.
Have you seen that documentary about Elmo?
No.
The guy that plays Elmo?
No.
I can't remember what it's called. I think it's pretty good.
I just imagine if like it's the voice of Elmo, he's like doing his voice acting in the booth, then going home, crying, having a drink. Elmo's not fun anymore.
Elmo knows where you live.
Turns off the light.
But yes,
Slowly places down the pistol.
rest in peace, Carol Spinney. Before this goes completely off the rails.
I love Sesame Street. Sesame Street's so good.
I grew up on the street.
So nice.
The Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Yes, it's a institution.
You.
It's an institution, and no small part because of Carol Spinney.
Yes,
but
very good.
Speaking of things we've enjoyed since we were kids,
oh my god,
it's nearly Christmas, and that was a good one. That worked well.
Do you want it to snow as white as Neale's face is looking right now?
Hey, I turned my brightness down on my screen. I'm just pale in general, but it's less white.
Craig, don't be racist. But we finish our shows now sporadically with a feature called Hot Topic.
Sporadically?
Where we discuss a thing that's perhaps not, pertinent to the news this week, but it's just a topic to get us a chinwag in and to pad out the time. And this week we are going to go around the room, our own respective rooms, because we're recording this remotely, if you can't already tell, with what do you want for Christmas? It doesn't have to be a physical item. It could be, a concept like peace or a new Resident Evil game.
Shut up, hippie, with your peace.
And Resident Evil games. And so let's start with my good friend, my best pal, the guy who's been with me since the start of Upside Down Shark, Neale.
Yes, that's me. As they now call me Meatball.
Meatball Upton.
We should start calling you that.
I like that name, Meatball. Can we go to Craig first?
Go on.
I'm not prepared.
So I'll go first then. I asked for Luigi's Mansion 3 because I like the Luigi's Mansion games, and I thought that's a great game to play on Christmas Day on my Switch whilst I'm hanging around with my family. Also, when I think about Christmas, I just think about hanging around with my family because I enjoy their company just on Christmas. No other time of the year will I put up with their shenanigans. So Christmas time is the time where I do that.
Very good, very good.
Also, what I would like, and I wanted to beat Tom to it, is I want a Christmas where the Conservatives aren't in government. There you go, Tom.
Oh,
beat
what? Craig's getting political?
He's finally turned to the good side.
There is no good side. There's just a bad side.
There is a hope.
I don't know. There's a pretty good side.
I was already going to edit in a Vote Labour badge somewhere in the corner of the screen. That was already plan one. I just wasn't going to raise it with Craig. But yes, they are all very good ideas, and I completely agree that family are great in small doses. Neale, what is your thing you want for Christmas most of all?
The thing about Christmas is, when you get older, you kind of just don't really think about
Christmas.
You don't know what to ask for, do you? You just go around. Someone says, "What do you want for Christmas?" I don't know.
And you just look back at yourself and you said, "Well, for the last 12 months, I've bought myself loads of garbage I don't really use, so I can't ask for that."
Yep.
Well, that's the point I'm making. Yeah. When you get older, you can probably afford the things that you want anyway. So you don't really need to ask for people to buy them for you. But I do enjoy getting pants and socks for Christmas because it means I don't have to buy them myself.
Pants are so expensive. I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Getting pants and socks for Christmas, that's a pretty good deal.
It's pretty good.
Is there a pants tax on recently? Is that what's happened?
Maybe.
Yes, that's why you should vote Labour.
Yeah, cheaper pants.
God damn it.
I was just looking at my Amazon wish list real quick, and I've got some DVDs and stuff in there, like films.
Be more specific.
I haven't. Free Fire, that was £2.67 on Amazon. That is a good movie. The Florida Project, I asked for that last year, and I never got it. That is a really good movie.
Not
That's
that you're
one of my
bitter or anything about it.
Well, I asked for it last year because it was £3 on Blu-ray on Amazon. And then I didn't get it, and after Christmas it went up to £8 again.
Oh my lord.
And because I've seen it for that cheap, I kind of refused to buy it at £8. So
I tell you what I watched yesterday. Inside Llewyn Davis. That's a good film.
Oh, you did watch that. I remember posting about it in the group thread.
Yeah.
I watched tears roll down my face yesterday, so I'm glad that you spent your day a bit more productive.
That's sad.
Inside Llewyn Davis probably had the same effect on Tom, to be fair. So.
Oh my god, when that cat gets run over, I almost...
Yeah, it's real horrible.
Spoilers.
It's not really a spoiler. But yes.
That's a good movie.
It is a good film.
You should put that on your Christmas list, Craig.
Yes. Actually, it's on Amazon Prime if you still have that.
Also, it's on that, yeah.
Why would I want to watch a film about going inside someone?
Hey, isn't he funny?
What, have you watched Inside Out, the Pixar movie?
That was very false advertising for that title, if you ask me.
It's not that flesh-eating virus that turns you inside out.
Oh no! That's the wrong podcast.
There was less erections in the Pixar film Up than I was expecting to.
Tom, what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll tell you what I want, Neil. 150 subs on this channel. So if you could encourage your friends to subscribe, then that would be good. Now, what I want sort of is more ethereal, is a good Star Wars movie. I really want Rise of Skywalker to be good. So if that could be good, then that would be great.
They already had a good Star Wars film. It was called Rogue One, and then also The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. That was a good one.
The Last Jedi. They're all good, and I want them to end on a bang.
Except episode 1.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, well, if we didn't have episode 1, we wouldn't have pod racing, which is like one of the highlights of the Star Wars franchise.
And and Duel of Fate's the best Star Wars music.
Actually, that's very true.
And the best lightsaber fight, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul.
I mean, it would be better if Peter Serafinowicz was actually Darth Maul instead of just the voice of Darth Maul.
What, as Brian Butterfield? Do you want to join the Sith? Join me, Darth Butterfield.
He was the voice of Darth Maul, wasn't he?
He was,
yeah.
Darth Butterfield.
Have you ever seen his TV show?
No.
No.
Oh, it's so funny. It's probably really cheap on Amazon. It only had one season. It deserves so much more.
Add it to the list. Add it to the wish list.
I'll put it on I've already got it. So if I get another copy, Craig's just going to come to my house and steal it, like he stole my second copy of my original copy of the Goofy movie.
Hey, that's doing good on my shelf. I love you know.
Yeah, and if you're not using it, maybe I could borrow it.
Why would you borrow something you already own?
I lost the other one. No, I don't own that anyway. You took it from me.
No, you didn't. You have 2 copies. You're not borrowing the one you gave to me. Tom?
Yes?
Would you like a Goofy movie for Christmas?
Yeah. I'm going to give it to my good friend Neil because it got stolen. I heard the story.
Oh, thank you, Tom. That means so much to me.
Good stuff.
And then I could have my copy of a Goofy movie and my copy of an extremely Goofy movie, which I still have, which didn't get taken from me,
Oh, good stuff. I love that. If there's one thing I love around Christmas, it's passive aggressiveness. Good stuff. So that's what we want for Christmas, and I hope you get what you want too, and not just a lump of coal or a satsuma.
I believe they're called sasumas.
Sasumas, easy peelers. And speaking of easy peelers, that's it for episode 98 of Upside Down Shout Radio.
All these segues are so confusing. Every single episode. I should bring it up now.
They don't make sense. He said earlier, speaking of games that we've liked for a long time, it's the PlayStation's 25th anniversary. That doesn't make any sense.
It makes more sense than that one.
I wasn't a fan of Bioshock Infinite. Gotta be honest.
Well, you hate nice things. We've established this before.
Bioshock Infinite wasn't a nice thing, though. Bioshock Infinite was like a step backwards.
For what?
For, like, Bioshock 1.
Bioshock... no, they're completely different.
And that's been episode 98 of Upside Down Shout Radio. Thank you very much for listening. Please do check us out on the socials. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. You can give us some money there if you want to.
Vote for the Goofy Movie Party.
Hell yeah. We got some great stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Check out for more interviews, our end of year lists, and a whole lot more. But without further ado, we hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And my name has been Tom.
I have been Craig, unfortunately.
Oh, and I'm Meatball.
Hey, it's Meatball.
Hey.
We shall see you next week. Goodbye.